Christy. Welcome back to 52 Weeks of Beauty. Today's video is going to be a tag video, and I haven't been tagged on this one either. One day I will be, and that'll be a good day. But for now, I'm tagging myself. So I did one so far. I think it was like, what's in my shower, what's everyday makeup routine, one of those two. But I wanted to go ahead and do another tag. There's a few other ones out there that seem really fun to do, and this one was the first time tag. And you know, I'm at week 43 right now, and this is 52 Weeks of Beauty, and it's December 26th. Oh my goodness, it's almost the end of the year. And I just saw my dad. I went home to St. Louis for Christmas, and he was like, I just want you to know I changed the company name. It's now 42 Weeks of Beauty, so you're totally fine. And I was like, I'm totally going to do this. I am. He's like, don't worry. It's just, you know, you can do it whenever. It's 52 Weeks of Beauty. It doesn't have to be a video every week. And I'm like, yes, it does. But now I'm stuck, and I'm like, how in the world am I going to do this? So I figured I'd do some tag videos, and I have a little bit of a cold, but I'm going with it. Okay, so let's just jump right in. The first one says, do you still talk to your first love? And no, I don't, but one of my best friends does, and they're like best friends. So, I mean, I hear about him and how he's doing and everything through her, and but no, I don't actually talk to him or anything. What was your first alcoholic drink? I would have to say probably was Jack Daniels, and I drank a lot of it. I have never gone back to Jack Daniels, and I just, even if I get close, like I'm just like, So Jack and I don't get along, even though it's my dad's name, but Jack Daniels and I don't get along. Yeah. What was your first job? And it was at TCBY, and actually served Reese Witherspoon like yogurt, and it was like the coolest day ever. Yeah. She had chocolate vanilla swirl and a waffle cone. Because I went to high school in Nashville, and she did too, and I just thought that was like the coolest thing ever. Okay, what was your first car? It was a 1978 Dodge Aspen, and it was so scary because the steering wheel it wasn't right. I don't know. So I could just literally keep turning the wheel, and I'm like, the car's not turning. It was so scary, and oh my goodness, that car was, I don't even know how it was legal that I drove that car. That car should have been not allowed to be on the road after like 1988. Who was the first person to text you today? I don't know. Well, let's find out. I got one of those group holiday texts at 12:26 a.m. Is that what I'm supposed to count? But it's like you never know exactly who it comes from, and it's really confusing. I don't like group texts. I'm like, what is going on? Even somebody else wrote back. Then you get all these texts from all these random people you don't know, and they're like, who is this? Who is this? Who is this? So if I ever get a group text, I never respond. I just go directly to the person who sent it once I can figure that person out, and then I just say, thanks so much. But let's go to the first real person that I know for sure. It was my friend Monica at 1:34 a.m. and she always stays up really late and everything. So it's not surprising you get a text from her that late, but that would be the first person that texted me today. She's one of my bridesmaids. Okay, and then moving on to the next one, it says, who was the first person you thought of this morning? Well, probably Pat, because I live with him, or my little bugaboo Haley. Who was your first grade teacher? It was Sister Noreen. I went to a Catholic grade school, and yeah, she was really a sweet woman. However, my favorite teacher of all time was my second grade teacher. So, and that was Miss Veter. But anyway, this is my first grade teacher. Okay, but she was really sweet too. Okay, the next one is, where did you go on your first ride on an airplane? I would probably have to say Tampa, Florida, because my aunt and uncle lived there for a long time when I was younger, and we would always go there to visit them, and always loved it because it was so much fun. It was warm, and it was away from the Midwest, and you got to see palm trees and the beach, and yeah, so it was probably Tampa, I'd say. Who was your first best friend, and do you still talk? My first best friend was Laura, and yes, we still talk. She's actually my matron of honor in my wedding. My mom and her mom were best friends before we were even born, so we literally grew up knowing each other from the moment we were on this planet. Where was your first sleepover? It was probably at Laura's house because she lived across the street, and there's a lot of pictures of us having sleepovers. I don't know, my mom and her mom must have just always snapped photos where in cute pajamas and have Raggedy Ann and Andy cuddling those stuffed animals, and all those funny photos that are probably going to come up in the wedding at some point. Who was the first person you talked to today? I mean, aside from Pat and Haley, that might be a better question. It would probably be the McDonald's drive-thru person, because I ordered a large unsweetened iced tea with lemon. Probably that person. Yeah. Whose wedding were you in for the first time? It would be Brandy, and she's one of my bridesmaids. I was actually a bridesmaid in her wedding, which is about 2.5 years ago now. What was the first thing you did this morning? I guess the first thing is the first thing I do every morning. I put my contacts in and brush my teeth. and then I go make coffee. It's kind of weird when you say it like that because it's like, how does the coffee taste good? But I just have to brush my teeth like first thing when I wake up. What was the first concert you ever went to? It had to be the Jets. Like oh my gosh. You guys are lucky you didn't know me when I was like 12 because that's all I talked about. But yeah, the Jets, they're like this big family. I think they were from Utah, and they're all brothers and sisters. There was like 8 of them, and I was literally, yeah, like I probably had a mild obsession, a really big obsession with them. So, I mean, I would even sign like my yearbooks. I shouldn't tell you guys this. I would sign my yearbooks like Christy the Jets lover. The first broken bone, I never really broke anything, but I do have a fractured bone chip in this finger right here. So I can crack all my knuckles. I know that's gross, but I can, and I do. But this one, I can't bend like past this point. Like it just, I think because the fractured bone chip, I had to wear a little sling. I was playing basketball in school and someone threw the ball and it just hit the end of this and I heard my finger crack, and ever since then I've never been able to push it like all the way down. First piercing, and it would just be my ears. My ears, you know, I first piercing probably like, I don't even know, 9 maybe, something like that. And then I got the other ear or another hole later in high school, and then I had my belly button pierced, and yeah. That's all. Okay, the next question, what was the first foreign country you've gone to? And it was Ecuador. So that was one of the most special trips in my entire life. Oh my goodness. And I went to Guayaquil. Okay, first movie you remember seeing. First movie. I can't say the first movie I remember seeing, but I can say the first movie I've seen 1 billion times in a row by the time like it had only been out on VHS tape for, I don't know, a month, and I'd watched it like over and over and over and over, and I still love it, and it's still my favorite movie of all time, and it's Girls Just Want to Have Fun. It's from the 80s, and Sarah Jessica Parker is in it, and Helen Hunt is in it, Shannon Doherty. When was your first detention? Oh my gosh, I lived in detention. That's awful to say, but I was always late, and I always talked in class, and I always passed notes, and I always, yeah, all those things. I was like, here I am again, here I am again, here I am again. I was like, I didn't ever do anything like really bad. It's just I was late and I couldn't stop talking. Surprise, right? Who was your first roommate? And I guess I don't know technically what to say for this one. I would just say my roommate in college, and that was Katie. And yeah, I just met her when I walked in the dorm room, and I'm like, hi, and that was like, that's my first roommate. So after that, when I actually lived on my own, my first roommate was Andrea. We actually worked together at Old Navy, and she would be my first roommate like outside of college. What is something you would learn if you had the chance? It would be to play the guitar. I've taken lessons. I didn't take a lot of them, probably for like 1 summer, and I just couldn't get it. I was like, I don't get this. This is not registering at all. And I know I need to give it way more than 1 summer, but I had a really hard time with that. And but I loved the guitar, and I wish I could play, and I like to sing a little bit, and I just think it'd be fun to be able to like, you know, do an open mic night or something like that one day. But I just couldn't catch on. So that's what I would, I guess, take again if I had patience. Is what were the first lessons you ever took? I guess swim lessons. My mom just like signed me up when I think I was like 10 months old, and I remember them just throwing me into the pool. And I was like, I am so tiny. How in the world am I going to survive this? And I mean, I didn't do it very long. I'm sure my mom could be like, she hates this. And then moved on to gymnastics, and I like that a lot more. Okay, and then who was the first beauty-related person on YouTube you ever watched? It would be Makeup by Tiffany D. And I didn't even know that this beauty world existed out there on YouTube until I was Googling something about how to reorganize my closet. And Makeup by Tiffany D, Tiffany actually had something out there. And it was like she had put her makeup table in her closet, and it was like this really cute setup. And I was like, I want to do that. So I totally did what she did, and then I watched all of her videos, or most of them. Then I just found all these other girls through watching hers, and then I just became like totally like enthralled with the whole YouTube world. And yeah, it's been like the best thing ever. Oh yeah, there was like these questions on another person's first questions, and it was like, what was your first tweet, your first YouTube video, the first person you subscribed to on YouTube, and first Facebook profile pic? Well, you guys saw my Facebook. It's Christy Allysen. I don't do much with Facebook, but I just did a screenshot of me doing a video, and it's just me being like that. It's just, that's my Facebook profile pic right now. First tweet, I'm not a tweeter. First YouTube video, I'm an Instagrammer for sure. First YouTube video, and that will end on that question, is I'm actually considering putting it up since I have these extra videos to do, because it's not technically in this 52 Weeks of Beauty umbrella. I have another YouTube channel, and I only did like 3 videos on it. I took 2 of them down, and 1 is still out there. But those, I guess, would technically be my first videos before these, so I think I might do it. But basically, it was called April Favorites, and I think I filmed it in April 2011, maybe? Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure. So, but maybe. But I rewatched it today, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. Like, I was so nervous, and it was just like the most embarrassing video ever. So I'm like, honestly, if I showed this to people, people would like, you guys would laugh really hard at me. Yeah. Or you just turn it off, which is probably more likely. Yeah. But maybe. Depends on how creative I can get with doing 10 videos in like 6 days. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, those are my questions. Let me know. I tag all of you. There you go. So if you guys do YouTube videos and no one's tagged you yet, I'm tagging you. Leave a comment below. Let me know some of your firsts in your life. And I hope you guys are having a great week. I'll see you again real soon. Bye.